Hi you two, it's Miss Addy. Our learning question for maths today asks us, can I draw 2D shapes? Our steps to success say, I can identify the sides on a 2D shape. I can identify the vertices on a 2D shape. And I can draw 2D shapes accurately by following steps. Our first star word is the word 2D shape, and that is the new topic that we started this week. We've got the words sides and vertices, which we learnt about in yesterday's lesson. We have the word straight because we must make sure that we are drawing our shapes in straight lines if they have straight sides. And we also have the star word quadrilateral, which we learnt about yesterday. These are shapes with 4 sides. Think back to yesterday's lesson. What is a 2D shape? What does 2D mean? 2D stands for two-dimensional. 2D shapes have length and width, or they have height and width. This rectangle here has height and width. It has 2 dimensions. 2D shapes are flat. This 3D shape here has 3 dimensions. It has height, width, and depth. 3D shapes are not flat. What are the properties of 2D shapes? This is what we were exploring yesterday. These are ways we can describe 2D shapes. We can describe 2D shapes by using their sides. We can count their sides, and we can describe their sides as either straight or curved. 2D shapes have vertices. We can count the number of vertices. Vertices are where the sides meet. This was our star word for yesterday and for today, the word quadrilateral. Quadrilaterals are shapes with 4 sides: squares, rectangles, trapeziums, rhombuses, parallelograms, and kites. All of these shapes are quadrilaterals. Each of them has 4 sides. Let's play a little game describing the properties to work out which 2D shape is being described. Can you help me? The first one, the description says, I have 4 straight sides and 4 vertices. My opposite sides have the same length. I am a quadrilateral. What am I? This is a riddle. Can you work out which 2D shape is being described? Great, it was a rectangle. We know rectangles have 4 straight sides and 4 vertices. They are quadrilaterals, but not all of their sides are the same length. What about this riddle? I have 1 curved side and 0 vertices. I am not a quadrilateral. What am I? Have a look at all of these shapes. Which shape do you think is being described? A circle, well done, because we know circles have 1 curved side, and because they have only 1 side, they can't have any vertices. This riddle says I have 8 straight sides and 8 vertices. I am not a quadrilateral. What am I? Have a look at the screen, and can you see any shapes that have 8 sides? Well done if you got it right. It's called an octagon. Octagons have 8 straight sides and 8 vertices. You might remember this because an octopus has 8 legs. And octagon also starts with oct, so they're very similar. This riddle is a bit of a tricky one. I have 4 straight sides and 4 vertices. So we know this is a quadrilateral. We know it's going to be one of the yellow shapes. I have a pair of parallel sides. What am I? So you might not know about this, and that's okay, but we know a parallelogram, where Mr. Lazy is lying, that has 2 pairs of parallel sides, so it's not going to be that. Which of these yellow shapes do you think has 1 pair of parallel sides? Good work if you got it. It's a trapezium. Can you say that? A trapezium. This is also a quadrilateral. Our learning question today asked us if we could draw 2D shapes, which means we need to draw them accurately. There are special steps we need to follow to draw 2D shapes accurately. This means that we are not going to be drawing them freehand. We need to have a think carefully about their sides and vertices to help us. Now, one way we could draw 2D shapes is by drawing a straight line from one point to another. So to do this, we will need plain paper, a ruler, and a pencil. The first step is we need to draw some points on the paper, and then put the pencil on the first point. Afterwards, we bring the ruler up to the point, and we're keeping the pencil on the point, and we bring the other end of the ruler to the other point, the second point. So once it's there in a straight line, we need to check that the pencil can be placed on each point touching the ruler. This means it's going to give us a nice straight line. Then we draw the line. And we can keep doing this until we can draw the 2D shape that we want to draw. We could also draw a straight line on a grid. To do this, we'll need grid paper. So this is paper with squares already on it. We'll need a ruler and we'll need a pencil. Drawing straight lines on a grid is slightly easier because there's already squares to help you. So if I wanted to draw a square, I would first mark the 4 corners, the 4 vertices of the square, making sure that the vertices are on the lines of the grid. Then I would put my pencil on the first point, bring the ruler to the pencil, move the ruler to the other point, check and draw the line. So now you can see I've drawn one side of my square. And I'll just keep repeating for the other 4 sides. So here you can see some different 2D shapes that have been drawn using some grid paper. Which 2D shapes can you see? We have a triangle, a square, and a parallelogram. When we're drawing a 2D shape, we need to make sure that all of the sides are straight. We also need to make sure that the sides join up with the vertices. So that means they are accurately drawn. Have a look here at these dots that have been drawn. It's going to give you a clue to which 2D shape I'm thinking about drawing. Pause the video and see if you can work it out. Good, it's a square. So I've got my dots already drawn. That means now I need to use my ruler to accurately join the dots to draw my sides. One at a time, remember. 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides. So now I've accurately drawn a square and it has 4 vertices. All 4 sides are equal. It's a square. Have another go with this shape. Which shape do you think I'm going to draw? It's got 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides. 4 sides, but they are not all of equal length. It had 4 vertices. It's a rectangle. What about this shape? Have a look at the vertices to help you. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertices. 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides. 5 vertices, 5 sides of equal length. It's a pentagon. Now those are helpful tips for if we're drawing shapes that have straight sides. Now remember, circles and ovals do not have straight sides, they have curved sides. So we either have to draw those freehand, or what we could do, which is really helpful and more accurate, is drawing them around a container or something that has a circular shape, like a plate or like a cup. because remember, we can't draw a circle or an oval using a ruler. So by drawing shapes accurately, we are able to create shape pictures. Have a look at this lovely shape picture below. Which 2D shapes can you spot hiding in this picture? Pause the video and have a think. I can spot triangles in the grass, a rectangle as the chimney on the roof, a circle as the sun, a pentagon as the sheep's body, a hexagon as a window on the house, and a square as the actual house's foundation. Now we could have used other shapes in there too. We could have used some trapeziums or parallelograms or rhombuses. We haven't included any ovals in there. We could have used that too. So your task for today, Year 2, is I'd like you to have a go at creating your own shape picture by accurately drawing 2D shapes, which means you need to follow all of the special steps that we've used today. So if you're drawing shapes that have straight sides, you will need to use a ruler when drawing them to make sure that those shapes also have straight sides. Here are a few examples of shape pictures. You could make a rocket or a house just like we saw in the last slide, or even a train. Have a think and make a creative shape picture. And your challenge for today is I want to see if you can include a pentagon or a hexagon in your shape picture, as they are very tricky to draw. Enjoy your task, Year 2. Goodbye.